Well, good Friday morning to you. We made it to the end of the work week and we're starting the day on a very mild note. Temperatures right now into the 40s and 50s along the interstate, 30s and 40s as you go east to the plains. By this afternoon, very similar setup to yesterday, warm and windy, elevated fire concern. And then by the time we get to the latter half of the weekend, some big changes on the way. Let's talk all about it here. Here's a look at what we can really expect for today. Red flag warning is in place for much of our area, so we'll be watching for some spotty fire danger throughout. Reason for that is because of the same atmospheric setup we've been in, this northwesterly flow. It just provides us necessary environment for us to get those windy conditions. And we've already been seeing the wind gusts this morning. You can see them popping up onto the board here. Those will continue as we go throughout the daytime today. Very similar to yesterday. I think the breezes just aren't quite as potent as they were yesterday. I think we could see gusts of up to 40 miles an hour. Still very noticeable as you get to the afternoon. Winds will be coming in from the west throughout the daytime today. That'll provide some downsloping wind and will really warm up. So highs for our Friday, 70s in the spring, 75 in Pueblo, approaching 80 as you get to the eastern plains. So very warm into the week and a very dry one too. Not much to see on the stormcast. We'll see some high level clouds in and around town, very similar to yesterday. Mild into our Friday, so any plans tonight, it'll be pretty breezy, but it won't be too chilly for us, only into the 40s as you're waking up for our Saturday. Saturday is going to be a very warm one too. Here's the upper atmosphere pattern that we're seeing right now. Got this wave to our northwest, and as it's on its way down, it'll make the lines come very westerly. The interaction with the mountains will really accelerate our windy conditions and our breezes and also bump up our temperatures once again. So highs tomorrow, 72 in the Springs, 80s as you go along the Arkansas River, and especially in some lower elevation areas, 60s into the higher terrain. So the first half of the weekend going to be a very warm one, also very windy too. So if you have any activities or plans to do tomorrow morning, I think that's the best time to do it. It'll be a bit breezy at times, but by the time we hit lunchtime and beyond, the gusts are really going to pick up. And tomorrow's gusts could be up to 50 miles an hour, maybe even plus. Very windy conditions, and we don't really taper off completely going into Sunday as a cold front is going to start pushing through. So I mentioned cold front, the wave earlier. It's starting to come down here as we get Saturday into Sunday, pushing with it some cooler air and also some storm energy in here. That'll increase our chance for maybe some snow for Sunday morning, but it also drops our temperatures a bunch. The most noticeable change here is going from the 70s and 80s for Saturday to the 30s and 40s for Sunday. Huge difference there. So the first half of the weekend looks definitely different than the back half. Monday, we're rebounding back on up. But here's what that looks like. I had the stormcast starting at Saturday just to show you the evolution of the cold front coming in. So we'll have some mid to high level clouds out there for Saturday. It'll be warm and windy. Remember that cold front starts to approach us. We start to get some snowy conditions along I-70 first, really late Saturday, and then as we go into Sunday morning, this is where it picks up here, coming in from north to south. And you'll notice here very early Sunday, so if you have any plans early in the morning, maybe you're going off to church, early morning run, could be dealing with some spotty and some scattered snow showers at times, and some of them could be a little bit heavier. You can see the darker blues. This will taper down from north to south, and I think the most intense per se is going to be Sunday morning. After we get beyond the 12 p.m. hour, I think we really start to dry out, and especially as we go into Monday, as a ridge of high pressure really starts to build in for the latter half of the week. Another thing to note, though, is Sunday is going to be much cooler, and then your Sunday transition into Monday is really going to be cold. So I know a lot of people have messaged me, can I start planting my stuff now? Probably not. Still seeing a very hard freeze, 14 in the Springs, 15 in Pueblo to start Monday morning. Very chilly to start the week. Now this is not going to last. We're really going to see some warm temperatures going into the actual work week. So here's a look at the 7-day forecast. You'll notice very chilly Sunday into Monday, rebounding on Monday into the 50s, but then we have 80s and 90s for Pueblo and Canyon City, into the mid 70s in the Woodland Park area. So it is going to be a very warm week. I think we could break some records here into southern Colorado. Same deal here in Colorado Springs, not quite as warm, but getting close to the 80-degree mark. Here's the 10-day swing of things. And just to recap here, very warm the next two and very windy. We'll be dealing with some fire danger for both of these days. Then we cool down significantly for Sunday. 20% chance there is just because it's the first half of the day. I think a lot of us do get some scattered snow showers in the Pikes Peak region, though. Very warm by this time next week. Already, that's a check at your